Hello, Design with the Pros Club, and welcome.
Now, this is Flower Friday.
It sure is.
Yes, it is. Hello. We are so happy to be back with you all. We've been kind of busy the last few weeks, but we are happy to be back on Flower Friday.
Yes. So, hello everyone, and welcome.
Yes.
I forgot where we were for a
yes,
second.
you did. It's been one of those days. You know how that is.
And I had a little notification come up. So, anyway, Hey guys, welcome. My name's Amanda.
I am Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Grace Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is exactly right. And today we're going to be making just a beautiful anytime wreath. This one is great for anytime.
So everybody get comfortable. Come on in. When you guys hop on, just say hi. Let us know where you're watching us from.
That is right. And I will show you first real quick what we're going to be using. We're going to use a 14-inch grapevine wreath. So we've already got that. We've got our bow made. And Amanda, you want to show them the ribbon that we're using?
Yes,
or
I will.
Don't
okay,
burn
so
yourself.
this ribbon is actually from Sam's.
Yes.
It is 1.5-inch wired ribbon. I'm not sure if you can tell the color of it, but it's almost like a
sage,
kind of a
sort
sage,
of a light
but
sage.
kind of like a mixture between a mint and a sage.
Yes, it is. It's very,
sage.
very light.
Yeah, it's very light, and it's got the Swiss dots on it. And then we're just going to use a natural style.
Yes.
Burlap style ribbon.
Yep.
And both of those are 1.5-inch wired ribbons.
Yes, and like she said, those are from Sam's Club. And then roses. Aren't they beautiful? And these I guess these are pink dandelions is what they say blush chrysanthemums. So blush mums is what they say. They look more like billy balls or something like that, but I love these. So we got those. They're from Walmart.
They're really pretty colors.
Yes.
Too.
And I'm just tickled that they got the name on it. You know, most places don't put the name of what the flower is, which drives me crazy. But anyway, we've got that. We've got some pretty peonies that we're going to be using. We've got some hydrangeas. So this is going to be kind of like I would say like a cottage type style wreath, that kind of thing. And I love these colors together. And then we've got some greenery. Show them yours, because this is how it came, just like this. I've already cut the leaves off of mine, but it came like that on a stem from Michael's. And then this actually came from Walmart, and that's just some eucalyptus that we're going to be using. And I think, oh no, I didn't show, we've got some baby's breath that we're going to kind of sprinkle in. We're going to use this as our compact greenery, since it does have a little flower on it, but we're still going to use it as we normally would, our compact greenery. And then we've got this gorgeous bush from Hobby Lobby that we're going to use some of the dahlias and things on. It's got dahlias and just all kinds of pretty roses. Isn't that pretty? I love these colors together. I love it.
Yes. Hey, Casey and Loretta.
Hello.
Tanya, we're so glad you guys are joining us today. All right.
Hope y'all are doing well and staying cool.
So
we are trying to.
It is hot here in Alabama.
It is.
And it is July 1st. And so welcome, guys. If you're just joining us, we're so happy to have you here. We are making pretty much an anytime wreath.
Yes, this will be for anytime.
So we're definitely in one of those transition times where, we're kind of, we're not wanting to make so many summer anymore, but it's, do you want to make fall? Do you want to make Christmas?
Yeah.
We're kind of in that transition time. So today we're going to make just a wreath that you can really just hang indoors, outdoors, kind of like an all season.
Like at any season. Yes, definitely.
And this would be a fantastic housewarming.
Yes,
gift.
and really, with these colors, you could definitely find a really pretty fall, plaid ribbon that had some of these deep purple and all colors, and change it into a fall wreath if you wanted to. So that's just something you could do. But
So I'm going to go ahead and, like she said, we got a 14-inch grapevine wreath base. I'm going to go ahead and attach my bow on. Now, we will attach a video showing you how to make this kind of bow. It's a very, very simple bow to make. And like I said, I will attach a video for those of you who may not know how. And one thing, again, you just want to make sure you are using wired ribbon.
Definitely.
That's really important. But I'll attach a video about that.
Yes, and if you haven't checked, you know, if you can shop at Sam's, even Sam's online has it, but we were actually in the store and found the ribbon. And the ribbon, this is 50 yards of ribbon for $7.98, I think. So you cannot find it any cheaper anywhere else. So make sure to get some. It's not the thickest, you know, ribbon that you'll find, but it's perfect for this.
Yeah. And so I'm just attaching it just with my 26 gauge wire, just right around the grapevine base. Of course, we'll have to refluff it, but it is best if you put it on first.
Yep, we always like to do that.
And I've got it on about 10 o'clock on, is that where you've got yours? I think I may go up just a tad. I think
I think mine's right at 10.
A little
and
bit.
I did kind of put it more on towards the inside of the circle for this one.
So I'm going to bring mine up just a little bit, because I think I had mine a little bit
lower. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start greening. And did we decide, are we doing this one a full or a crescent, you think?
Whatever you think.
Well,
I think we had said we were going to do a crescent style, but if you want to do a full, we can just wing it and do a full.
Yes, I think we'll just do a full.
All right. If you guys would like to see that, we will do
We will just do a full. So I'm going to start right at the top with my one pretty little leaf. And you know, people say, well, they get hidden a lot and you can't see them. What's the use of doing that? Believe me, this is important, because this, by greening your wreath first, you are establishing how large you want your wreath. You've got a base for everything to work on, and it's just really important to do that first in almost all situations. Now, once in a while, we won't, but most of the time we do. Now, I start out by making a cross. So I've got my top, my bottom one, and now I'm just putting my sides on. Just like that. I love these leaves. These are so, so pretty. So I've got that done. So now I'm just going to kind of fill in. And I'm going to start putting this one right here in the middle of my top one and my side one, just like that.
So y'all let us know what the weather is like. First let us know, like we said, where you're watching from, and then tell us what the weather is like, because it is humid and hot here.
Yes, it is. It is. Of course, oops, I just took that off the stem. Just a second. I love summertime, so I'm not complaining one bit. But I do love to hear what it is wherever you are. And I think on my front porch yesterday, was it yesterday or day before, it was 108 on my front porch. So now I realize it, you know, that was just on the front porch with the sun shining right at it, but believe me, it is hot.
Yeah, it is hot, and actually our air went out.
Hers did, yes.
Today.
I felt so bad
so the heating and cooling guy has been at my house all day.
But
I have air now,
yes,
thankfully.
that's what I was going to say. Fortunately, he was able to fix it, so that is good. It's always bad in the summer when your air goes out.
Luckily, it was just an easy fix, and you know, that's always nice because it's not quite as expensive as it could be.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I've gotten all my leaves around the outside. I just want to make sure these are as close as in height as I can get them. So move this one over just a little bit. There we go.
I really do like these leaves.
I do too. These are beautiful. they're kind of a gray green, and I love that, or a bluish green. I'm gonna put, I've got one right here that I'm actually gonna move my bow and go ahead and put one of my stem of leaves right behind my bow, because you know what I say every single week, if you watch us, you've got to put something on every side of your bow. So that's going to help keep that bow up looking pretty. It's not going to, you know, the loops are not going to fall back here. You've got something holding them up and making them pretty, and it just finishes your wreath really nicely to do that. So I've put 2 there. I'm going to take one of my leaves, and I'm just going to place this right here in the center, going up towards the middle. They're kind of meeting, these 2. So that is perfect, and I've got one left, but I'm going to save that in case I need it somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys, let's see, Texas, hot. Las Vegas,
hot,
102 degrees. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot.
So I am going to cut my roses apart to start with.
These are beautiful. These are from These are from Walmart. Is
yes.
that not? I mean,
they are,
really,
and they are beautiful.
They're pretty. Actually, really good quality.
They are, and I just love that they've got the.
So that's
yes,
nice.
and if you haven't checked Walmart's flowers lately, do, because I'm telling you, they have really. I know ours has. I don't know if all of them are like that, but ours has really upped their game on their flowers. They really have. I've been so surprised at all the nice quality. Okay, I'm taking the middle. This one had a big one and a little bud, and then the smaller one. And I'm going to take this one that's the middle bud, and I'm just going to kind of put it up here at the top.
Cecile, thank you for your question. She asked what we're dipping our stems in, and
yes.
we are using a glue skillet, so it's just a skillet full of hot glue.
Yes.
This is from Sherbonder. Yes. And
it's made specifically for florists or people who make, you know, crafts, do things like we do, to give you that hands-free. So that's what is so good. People ask me all the time, what is one thing that you recommend people get if they're going to start making wreaths? And the one thing I always say is this glue skillet. It is absolutely the #1 thing that I don't ever want to do without.
Yeah, if you don't have one and you make a lot of wreaths, it is a game changer.
Yes, it truly, truly is. Okay, so we're going to take our bigger one, and I'm going to bring that just right down in here. And you see that we're leaving our stems long. If you haven't watched us before, and I think from your question you may not have, we do cut our stems. We leave our stems very long, and that way we can kind of pull them out and give them that dimension that we want in our wreaths. And so that is just very important. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take my little bud, and I'm just going to put it up here in the middle. Just kind of coming from that one. Just like that.
I think this is going to kind of have that shabby vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to have that kind of look, which
yeah,
I think really like. And I think it would be great, like I said, for a housewarming, anything like that. This is one of those that if you have these colors in your house, you could, you know, have it as an indoor wreath. It would be good.
Yes, it would. I think I'm going to cut the dahlias off and use them next, because I think these are just, I love this wine color. Those. So I am going to cut my dahlias off. Did I give you, yeah, you got your bush, don't you? Yeah. I love these too. So I'm going to start by bringing this one down here in the bottom. And you see that shows you how long that stem is. And we just put about 1 inch of glue on the end, just like that. And then that way we can weave it through our grapevine and make it stay right where we want it to. And then we can pull it down if we want it to be lower, because we've got that stem long enough. Okay, this one I'm gonna put here on my side.
Yeah, these dahlias are really pretty. And that bush is great. That's from Hobby Lobby, and it's got a lot of nice stuff on it. You can use,
it does.
If you don't use the whole bush for this wreath, definitely for other things.
I'm going to have to re-put mine in because I did not weave it good enough to get it to stay.
Angel, most of the flowers that we are using today, she just asked where the flowers came from. They're either from Michael's or Hobby. I'm sorry, Walmart or Hobby Lobby.
Exactly.
The roses are from Walmart.
Yes.
And the dahlias are from Hobby Lobby.
Okay, now I've got one more, so I'm going to put this one. I'm going to take some of these leaves off.
Yeah,
though.
I'm not crazy about that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up cutting those.
They're kind of a bright green color.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they go.
I'm going to cut these off too. And that's just, you know, if you want to leave your leaves on, that's perfectly fine. A lot of times I do if I like the look of them, but I'm just not crazy about those. So.
I almost feel like the green clashes.
It kind of does.
Of course, we may be just being a little picky.
We may be, and I tend to be a little picky. Now, there it is. Didn't know where I'd left my dahlia, so I'm just going to take it off. All right. And so this one I'm going to bring over here on this side behind my bow. This one's wanting to give me a hard time. Leaves off too.
You know, some of you said your Walmart doesn't carry this stuff. I would ask a manager.
Yes.
We did that before. We asked if they could get some of the things in, and they said yeah.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of times they won't order them if they don't really know that there is a need for them, or if, you know, they don't think that their area, you know, there are people in their area that want that. So we asked, and it's like once you start buying,
they will
adding more.
It may start slow. They may only, you know, have a few to start with in your store, but they will finally put some in, or they did ours. All right, now I'm going to use a couple of hydrangeas, and I'm just going to fill in here in the side.
I love these hydrangeas.
They're so pretty. That mauve color is so pretty. And these came from Michael's. Price off.
Uh-oh. I almost glued myself.
Uh-oh. Now sometimes you have to really manhandle your flowers to get them in if the stems are thick or anything like that. But you can do it. Just keep working it until you get them where you want them.
Yeah, and it's okay, you know, if you go ahead and put something in, and then if you see it's not in the right spot, or, you know, you
have to move it,
yes.
that's fine.
That's totally fine.
I do that all the time, so don't think there's anything at all wrong with that.
I'm already loving the way this is.
I am too. I'm going to take my second stem of my roses now and cut those apart. If I took the price off of that one, I guess I did.
Angel said, I always feel like when I leave my stems long, it doesn't end up as full and pretty as yours do. I'll keep practicing.
Well, keep practicing. You will get there. And it does take a lot of practice. A lot of it could be that you may be still trying to put them straight in. So try to kind of weave them at an angle a little bit, and I think that'll help. But yeah, don't give up. You keep practicing. You'll get it.
And, you know, the reason that you leave them long is because, you know, you can bend them where you want them to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'm working on a table, I put mine in at an angle so that it lays flat. But I've got it long so I can really just move the flowers wherever I want them to go. Yeah.
Yep. This one I'm just bringing right in here. But see, I see that since that one is kind of aiming towards Amanda, I'm going to make sure that I put this one in so it's aiming, you know, the opposite. Just like that. Alright, this one I'm going to bring up here in the middle. Now the roses leaves are really pretty, so I'm leaving some of those. If they're pretty, I leave them, but if not, I cut them off. Okay, now my little bud, I'm going to bring over to the side and just kind of have it going out towards the center. Just like that. Okay. All right, so now I want to put some of my little mums. Ball mums. I guess they're just little small ball mums. And I love these because they've got the little bud on them too. They're just so cute. Now I'm going to bring these up in the top.
Yeah, those are actually really cute.
They are. They had several different colors too.
Did they have like traditional orange and things like
They
that?
did.
I didn't see. I haven't seen those.
Yep, they did.
That's good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good for fall, but
It is.
you can
They
really
had,
use
they
those
had,
anytime.
they had a lime green color. They had these. They had white, and it seems like they had a yellowy orange, kind of that mixture.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that
they
was
could
really
really,
pretty.
even though they're, you know, they classify them as mums, I guess you could use them
Yes,
anytime. Really.
you really could. This, boy, they get these prices on
Yeah.
them good.
Yep.
There we go.
They do not want them.
No.
That's for
Now
sure.
I'm going to take this one and I'm going to bring it up under and just put it right up under that dahlia. Just like that. Go ahead and cut the rest of these off.
I'd cut mine earlier, so
Oh yeah, you'd already cut yours
I was
off.
a little bit prepared.
Yeah, you were. You were. Okay, I'm going to bring one here where I put those leaves in the center, and I'm going to put this one right here too at my bow, just like that. This one over on the side, but towards the middle more. Like that.
Where'd you have that over on?
I just put it right here at the side, just like that. I think I'm going to save this one. I may see where I'm going to put that later. I'm going to use my peonies now, and I'm going to put one up here on the side next to my dahlia.
Well, I just dropped my
Your
peony.
peony. Uh-oh. She dropped it off the table.
I dropped it off the other side of the table.
Hey, this is live TV.
There you go. I can't get to it.
You can't get to it? Oh no. Oh no.
Let me crawl.
Try to crawl. Y'all, if the
Sorry,
camera gets knocked, we'll fix it. Just hang with us. There you go. She got it. Yay. This, like I said, this is live TV. What can you do?
I was afraid I was going to knock the whole camera down.
I know it. I know. Hey, if it had been me, I would have. I can just assure you of that.
But y'all wouldn't mind, would you?
Y'all would have hung in there
Y'all would
with
just
us.
laugh at me.
Yeah. Just hang in there with us. Okay, this one's going behind my bow. And this is one that the stems are really thick, so you got to just really work at it to get it.
Yeah, just
where you want it.
Which I like the thick stems because it really shows that they're good quality and they're
It does.
Really
it does.
substantial, but they're not always the
make it.
easiest.
Yeah,
to work
they're not
with.
the easiest to.
They look pretty
work.
though.
I had to take this one out. It just was not holding where I wanted it to.
I feel like that a lot of people are using these colors for weddings now, and so this
They
would actually probably,
You know, it would. It
Yeah.
would be beautiful for a wedding.
It'd be really pretty for a wedding.
Your colors were
Similar. Yeah.
Very similar to this.
I like.
Okay. Now I'm gonna look at my bush. Let's see. I think I'm gonna take these little ones. These are pretty. And I love this wine color. I like those daisies too.
It's funny. It shows you the difference in wreaths because I definitely am gonna need a flower between those two.
Yeah.
And like you
Yep.
don't have a spot.
I
but
don't have
do.
a spot. It's
So
just,
it just shows you like
all wreaths are different,
Yeah.
even if they say they're 14 inches.
yeah.
They can be anywhere from 14 to 16. All right, I'm gonna put that one right there. I'm gonna put this one on the other side of that.
Sherry said, "Do y'all know where you're gonna add the flowers before you start or make that decision while working?"
I
Not today.
Not today. Yeah, not today. We're doing it as we go. A lot of times though, I know my main focal flowers. I will have an idea of where I want those. I may not know where everything else is going to go, but I will have an idea for that. And then I just wing it.
Today we were going to originally when we started we were planning on doing a crescent style, and then
Yes.
we just
Then I just
decided to do a full. So, but
sometimes that happens.
we kind of have almost like a formula, I guess.
Yes.
So I can follow along because I generally know where she's going to put things.
Yeah.
Or maybe
does.
that's just because I
Maybe just because you
work beside her so
Yeah.
long.
Maybe that's a mother-daughter
Yeah.
thing. Who knows? She just knows
I can
me
read
too
her
well.
mind,
She can read
usually.
my mind, but I think it's just once if you get the hang of doing things a certain way, I think that you tend to just you can change up them. There's millions of flowers. You can do them in all different kind of flowers, but if you have a certain amount of your focal flowers and then a certain amount of your mass flowers, which are going to kind of fill in. And then of course you've got your filler flowers that are going to fill in any holes. If and when I say filler flowers, a lot of times I use greenery as, instead of flowers, but either one, you've kind of got this sense of that, that you kind of know where things are going to go. based on that, I think. This bush has another one of these, and I love these, so I'm using them. I was going to see if it had any more. I think that is...
I think it just had 3.
I think it just has 3, yeah. And now, you know, people ask me all the time, you know, there's a thing in floral design, you know, where you've got to have 3 of flowers and that kind of thing. Wreaths are not the same. You do not have to have 3, especially if they're large flowers. You can have 2, you can have 1, if it's your focal flower. So a lot of times we will use just 2 of something. I'm just going to put this right down here, I think. And that's got a little...
See, these are like
fern,
cosmos or something.
They do,
cute.
don't they? Aren't they the cutest? I just love those.
I took my little fern off, but I guess I can.
Yeah, I liked it. I kind of leaving it. It matches, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, so now we've got the base of everything. So now we're going to fill in with we've got our eucalyptus that we can cut and fill in. And then we've also got baby's breath that we want to sprinkle around. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut some of this off because the way it's made, that you can't scoot all of these leaves up to the top, so you do have to kind of cut them apart. I love it if I can find them that scoot, because that is the easiest to use.
I like the purple tone.
I do too. I do too.
Pretty. I will say though, they do kind of pop off. So
yes, so you may.
I don't love that, but
I don't love that either. You may have to glue them just to make sure that they don't fall off, but they are beautiful.
yeah, these are from Walmart. They're very pretty, but
yes,
they pop off.
Now I'm going to take this one and just put in between these flowers, just like this. Because I just kind of want these to be peeking out from my flowers. These aren't a focal point, so these are just supposed to just kind of accent the flowers and the colors and all of that we're using. So I'm just going to sprinkle those around.
You can use as much or as little of
Yes, you really
as you want.
can.
It is really pretty.
It definitely is.
I don't think our Walmart had a ton of it.
They didn't. They didn't. So if yours has more, grab it up. I'll put this one down at the bottom in between these two.
And I'm just kind of sprinkling mine around. I don't know exactly where you're putting yours, but
I'm just gonna put this leaf off.
I kind of have an idea.
Yeah, you know how I work, so.
They don't have to be exactly right.
No, they don't. And keep that in mind, you know, when you're, you know, you may make something similar to this. It doesn't have to be exactly the same to be beautiful. Everybody puts a little bit of themselves in their designs, and that's why you know, in our Facebook group, we call it the art of wreath making, because we believe that it is an art, just like any other art. And so when you make something, you put some of yourself into it.
Exactly. Like, this is not exactly where I want it, so I just pull it out and re-glue it. Don't be afraid to do that.
Don't be afraid ever.
I do it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I do
nope,
too.
that's not where I want it, so I'll move it.
We're just sprinkling them around.
So y'all let us know what you're working on. Are you already like on to fall and Christmas, or are you still hanging on to summer? Just a little bit longer.
And you like me and you don't want to see summer to go, because I will hang on.
Yeah, you'll hang on
with
as
my
long as you
fingernails
can.
in it just as hard as I can.
I get excited about fall.
She
Y'all know I've
does.
told y'all
She
before.
loves her
I
fall.
love fall. Fall wreaths are my favorite to make.
Yep.
Though I will
And
say,
they are fun.
I mean,
they are. I enjoy making the fall wreaths. I do. I enjoy all wreaths. I mean, there's none that I don't love making. But I just love summer. Of course, I love Christmas too. What can I say?
Which I know we'll probably be making at least a couple of Christmas this month for Christmas in July. So.
Yes, we will. So y'all be watching for Flower Friday, because we will.
Yep.
I got some ideas already. Okay, now I'm just going to sprinkle my baby's breath around.
This is from, I don't know if you mentioned it, but this is from Hobby Lobby.
This is from Hobby Lobby, yes. And this is, if you'll see that when you add, you know, people say, why, I have this question all the time, why do you use so much greenery? Because when you put this in between your flowers and space everything out, it really makes each of the individual flowers pop. And that's what you want. You want to be able to see the whole picture, but you also want to be able to see the pretty individual flowers. And this is what helps that when you add your greenery.
Tracy said I might make this one with fall flowers.
Sure.
Yeah, you could for sure do
definitely. That. It would be beautiful. And add a you know, a bow, a plaid bow, or any kind, really. It would be beautiful. You use fall leaves instead of the eucalyptus. If you can't find it, just use some fall leaves. It would be pretty.
They have, like if you're using the purple and wine color tones, they have, I think it's Hobby Lobby, usually has the purple
They do.
fall leaves, so you could add some of those.
Yep.
It'd be really pretty.
Yeah, they do. Those would be beautiful. And if you haven't watched us and you don't know, you know, you see all this, you can't help but see the glue strings. You've heard me say I ordered the wrong kind of glue, so that's why we've got all these glue strings. But even then, all you have to do to get rid of these is, once you finish your design, just take a hairdryer on medium, I wouldn't do it on high, and just go over the whole thing. Just don't put your hairdryer right on the flowers, but you know, just kind of go back and forth, and you'll get rid of all of them.
And so we're just sprinkling this around. We're really just wanting to
Anywhere that you got a hole.
Kind of
really.
fairly even around the wreath. Like we mentioned earlier, every wreath is going to be different. So, you know, she may need less or more than me. It just really depends.
Yep, you really won't know until you get to doing it, how much you're going to need. Turn it this way really quick, just so that I can see really good where I need to.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, my style.
I
would
love
for
this.
sure.
I love these colors. I do. I definitely love these colors. I wonder if that's got any more of the, yeah, it's got another.
Of the fern?
Yeah, I'm just going to take the actual, I don't know, I could use the daisy. I think I'm going to use the little daisies. They're cute too. And that way I can use the fern on the little daisy. I couldn't decide if I wanted to or not, but I love that fern in it. It's kind of got a little touch of the wine color to it, so I love that.
Are you keeping the leaf on?
I took the very bottom one, but I kept the top one on. Get that in good. In good.
I love the color purple, and so these are definitely
I do too.
kind of color scheme that I like.
Yep, me too. Let's go see what else is on here because I'm loving these leaves.
Yeah, it's got little berries.
Yeah, it does.
Other
Just see
little
what
things.
those look like. Something kind of interesting. I love it anytime I can find a bush that has a lot of different little elements on it. I love that. And this one's got a bunch of pretty little leaves that we can use. Bud's trying to get hidden.
You want to hide your bud?
No, don't want to hide my little bud. It's too cute. Okay. We are getting there.
Uh-oh. Popped right off.
Look, oh, you lost
The little
one?
flower popped right off.
Oh,
Well, you're right. I was trying to get this tag off, and it does not want
yes,
to.
that tag is tough.
Come on.
It does not want to come off for sure. I'm just fluffing my bow, and I do this 1,000,000 times while I'm making a wreath, but just always do.
Oh yeah, I do too. I mean, it's just part of it, right?
Yeah,
I can't be the only one that fluffs
no, we just do.
my bow like 100 times.
Yep. Just part of it. And you know, if you can see too much of the stem and if that bothers you, just take your flower, if it's already in here, and just take your thumb and your finger on the other side and then just push the flower head forward just like that. You don't want to push the whole stem because that's going to change how you've got it. But you can just push the little flower just a little bit with your thumb, and that brings it in exactly like you want it. So that's just something, a little niblet to help you there.
A little niblet.
Little niblet. Yep.
A little niblet.
Yep. I got a couple more of my leaves, so I'm going to just fill in right here with one of these.
And I'm just still going around and fluffing and fixing and adding.
Yeah, I do that over and over. And a lot of times I will even go away from it and then come back and look at it and see what I think. And it's like if you're doing it for so long, you kind of need fresh eyes sometimes. So you'll see something you didn't realize, and so it just kind of helps. I think I'm about there.
I'm about done with mine too. I'm just adding a couple more pieces of my greenery.
Yep. I'll add one more little piece. Then, of course, you know, we just talked about how we kept the stems long, so when you finish, it looks like this. And you see all the stems in the back. But that's when you take your wire cutters and you just go to the back and you just clip them off from the back. And you want to make sure that the flat side of your wire cutters is up against your wreath. And you just go all the way around, just cutting off your stems, just like that. And then you just want to make sure that you get them as close to the wreath as you possibly can. You certainly don't want to scratch doors or anything like that.
These colors are just...
Aren't they just beautiful?
Yes.
I love these colors. It's probably one of my favorite combinations of colors, I think.
Yeah, and actually, you don't see it a ton.
No, you don't. I hope that we start seeing more of it.
Yeah, because it really is pretty.
Yes, it is. There we go. And I got to blow dry it to get my glue strings off. But I'm not going to do that now because it'd be too loud. But I do always have a blow dryer right below me here.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
A little
with
trick.
It. Mm-hmm.
And now you could curl your tails. You can twist them.
I curled them, but you could easily leave them straight, whatever you wanted to do with them. And really, if you didn't want the expense of, you know, if you're just making it for yourself or even to sell and you didn't want the expense of buying the individual flowers, you could certainly buy a couple of these bushes and have all the flowers you would need for it, and just do the same thing that we did. Now you will still need some greenery, because this one only put 2 little pieces. I would love it to find a bush that had, you know, tons of greenery as well as the pretty flowers, but you don't usually see that. Just the leaves that are on the flowers.
I think I have one more of these. I have a couple more of these.
Yeah, I had a couple. I just didn't add them. I have 2 more. I may end up putting them in.
I like the look
too.
of them.
I like
the
the look too.
You just add a couple more.
Yep, I may end up putting a couple more
I mean,
too.
You know, if I have them, why waste them, right?
Yep. Oh, they won't get wasted. I will use them for something.
Yeah.
I keep, even if it's just one little leaf left on this bush, I will save it. I don't throw away anything. Just ask my daughter.
We should probably throw away more than we do.
Yeah, we probably should. Yes, in case you haven't watched us before, I'm the mother and she's the daughter. Imagine that. Yep. And we always get the question of where did our name Grace Monroe Home come from, and they actually came from Amanda's 2 daughters, Stella Grace and Olivia Monroe. So Grace Monroe Home.
Because a lot of people, if they don't know us and they're just watching us for the first time, they'll call us like
They'll
Grace.
say, "Hey, Grace."
Hey, Grace.
Yep. Which is fine.
Which is fine, but
we
it's my
answer
daughter.
to it. Yep. Yep.
But hey, we answer to it.
Yeah, we answer to it, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, they do. They just think one of us has to be Grace. So
But
there you go.
You know, they're getting to the age pretty soon. They
Yeah,
may be the ones up here making
here.
wreaths.
Oh, they beg me all the time. I've got 3 granddaughters, and they are constantly, "Can we make a wreath, Gigi? Can we make a wreath?" But they want to do it. I let them make a wreath, but they want to do one on TV. So one of these days, I keep telling them we're going to make a wreath on TV, so
Yeah,
they can say they've done that.
Maybe if you guys would like to see that, maybe we'll bring them on and let
Yes.
them try their hand at wreath making.
Yes, we may do something simple that they can do. I think, of course, I'd have to do the gluing because I'm not going to trust any of those 3 with the glue.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
So I will do the gluing, but
I don't know if I would trust mine with hot glue.
No.
For sure. All right, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this.
I hope you have.
This is for
it's
sure
been fun, and I love these colors so much.
It's for sure one of those wreaths that, you know, you could use for fall. You could, use anytime. You could put indoors, outdoors, wedding.
You really could.
Whatever.
And, you just change the bow if you wanted something. Like I said, I don't think I have it here, but I did have one that was a plaid that had like deep green, and then the real pretty burgundy, and then the wine and purple. Oh, it's so pretty, and that would be perfect for fall.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like Amanda said, you could actually put fall leaves in here if you wanted to.
Yeah, or you wouldn't even have to use the bow if you didn't want to.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to.
But
see, there's all kinds of things you could do to it. Just don't be afraid to try. That's the thing. I remember before I'd ever made a wreath, and I would look at them and want to try one so bad, but I was thinking, if I go and buy those things and then it turns out terrible, I'm going to be upset and waste the money and all that. I'm so thankful I tried, and you need to try it too.
Yeah, and it's so much fun.
It is.
And, I understand, like, at first, it does seem overwhelming.
It does.
But, it's just practice.
Just
like I tell my girls
somewhere.
You just have to practice.
Yes.
Do stuff over
This
and over
is
again.
honestly 30 years of making wreaths. This is not, just yesterday. So it takes a while, but we do have our group Design with the Pros Club where we teach exactly, hands-on, really detailed how to make the wreaths. So if you are interested in doing that, our membership is closed right now, but we will be opening soon. So you can go get on the wait list at www.gracemonroehome.com, and then just look at the top right corner and where it says join the club, and just click that little button, and you can read all about it and get on the wait list.
Yeah, and I will put a link in the comments of this video as well, where you can just click, go right on. Go ahead and get on the wait list, because we do kind of offer some surprises and things.
Yes, we do for
people
those
that are
yep,
on the wait
we
list.
do.
So if you are not a member or you're interested, go ahead and get on the wait list for that.
Yes,
now,
do
we'll
that.
Be opening in the fall.
Yes, and we have a lot of fun, and we do a lot with our members. We, of course, have only to them tutorials that we do, and the hands-on, and we do wreath critiques, where we help tell you what you need to do to improve a wreath if you want us to. Now, that's not mandatory, because some people don't want that, but some do, and so we do that. And we just have an amazing community of people who are in our group, so we'd love to have you join us.
Yes. And if you guys are watching us on Facebook, if you will, please be sure to follow our Facebook page so that you get notifications from us when we go live. If you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that little bell so you get notified when we release new videos.
That's right, because we've got some really neat things coming up. Yeah. I'm excited about.
Yeah, and we've got some really exciting, fun things that we can't talk about yet.
Something very exciting. So don't miss us, because we're not exactly sure which Friday we're going to get to announce this big deal about, but it's coming very, very, very soon. And it's something we've been working on for 2 years, so we're excited about it.
Over 2 years
Over
now.
2 years now, yes. And we are very excited about it.
Y'all,
and I think you will be too.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Yes, and happy July 4th.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.